Disneyland is your land.
Come seek an adventure at your pirates, eh?
Make the jump to light speed.
Hi there, Mouseketeers. Welcome to the Disneyland Beat, where our toes tap to a Disneyland drum.
And we always whistle while we work.
Hot dog! Hot dog!
Corn dogs from Disneyland are a tradition going back several decades, with the first corn dogs that we could find showing up on Disneyland cart menus in the late 1970s, with hot dogs being much more popular prior to that.
In 1995, the Little Red Wagon, designed and named in homage to the Red Wagon Inn that used to be nearby on the plaza, opened serving corn dogs exclusively. Somehow they made hot dog magic at this little place.
Years ago, then food and beverage director at the time, Gary Magetti, spilled the mix on how the Disneyland corn dogs are made. They use an off-the-shelf powdered batter, mix water with it, dip the hot dogs, fry the corn dogs, and then serve them. It's simple, but something just clicks.
They really are delicious corn dogs. Huge, crunchy, sweet, salty, and yummy. And you don't have to take my word for it. LA Weekly's Pulitzer Prize-winning restaurant critic Jonathan Gold said he had never tasted a better corn dog.
For a few years, many guests missed this small, out-of-the-way food stand, and it was treasured by those in the know as a dining jewel in the park with an amazing product and short lines. But by the late 90s, the word was out, and the lines at the Little Red Wagon started to get so long, they would wrap around out toward the statue of Walt and Mickey.
At one point in the late 1990s, one of the head chefs at the Disneyland Resort wanted to improve upon the recipe for the corn batter. The park had been using the same off-the-shelf mix since they first introduced the product. Very simple. They pull down the off-the-shelf mix, they add in water, they dip in the hot dog on a stick, they fry it, they hand it to the customer. So this chef goes and creates a batter that has the best honey, the best cornmeal, the best flour, the best everything ingredients that they could get. The Disney chefs loved it, and it was one of the most expensive gourmet corn dog batters in the industry.
The day they introduced the new batter at Disneyland, putting the upscale corn dogs into the guests' hands was the day they received the most complaints about corn dogs in the history of the park.
Guests complained that it was not the same corn dog that they had fallen in love with when they first visited Disneyland years ago. And Disney learned a lesson that nostalgia was a very powerful force at the parks. And while technologies may change, the smells and the tastes of things like corn dogs, popcorn, and churros, they provide a real sense of familiarity, a sense of coming home.
Disneyland changed the corn dog batter back to the off-the-shelf mixture soon after, and as we understand it, it remains the same to this day.
Corn dog-wise, things continued on at Disneyland in a golden brown, delicious kind of a way at the Little Red Wagon until the early 2000s. When the Little Red Wagon went down for refurbishment, Disney moved the corn dog temporarily to the Stage Door Café in Frontierland, and it actually knocked the mozzarella sticks off the main menu into the secret menu, something Disneyland often does simply because they don't have enough space on a menu in a restaurant.
But when it came time for the Little Red Wagon to reopen, it was decided that the Stage Door Café would continue to sell corn dogs, and from then to now, Disneyland has 2 dining locations that serves corn dogs.
Now, around the same time, in 2001, Disney California Adventure opened across the Esplanade. And though little survives of DCA 1.0, one food stand has been and remains very popular, the Corn Dog Castle. Now, it's pretty much the corn dog spot at DCA, unless it's under refurbishment and they might move the corn dog temporarily to another location.
But that basically leaves 3 places at the Disneyland Resort to get a corn dog: the Little Red Wagon, the Stage Door Café, and the Corn Dog Palace. All 3 of these places have similar corn dogs, but there are subtle differences both to the corn dogs and the overall experience.
Corn Dog Castle is in the Paradise Gardens area of the park, looking out over Paradise Bay. And lines are not usually too bad here, and your corn dog comes with a bag of chips or a mandarin orange. Now, there are 3 varieties here, and you can get a regular corn dog, a hot link corn dog, or a cheddar cheese stick.
This is the only place in Disneyland you can get a hot link corn dog or cheese on a stick on the regular menu. At Disneyland, it's just the standard corn dogs.
It's definitely worth noting the Bayside Brews is right around the corner where there's a ton of fantastic seating, and if you want, keep going a little further around the corner to Angry Dogs, and there's a variety of interesting dipping sauces as well.
The Stage Door Café in Frontierland has some additional items, with chicken tenders and fish and chips joining the corn dog as the main menu items. The location also has French fries and funnel cakes as well.
Even though the Stage Door Café is at a busy crossroads of the park, there's usually some decent seating to be had. You can always go to the Golden Horseshoe, where you can get some ice cream as well, but we really like the seating found over next to the landing for the Mark Twain riverboat in Sailing Ship Columbia. It has a great view of the river. And you can also head over to the new Pelican's Landing.
The Little Red Wagon still only has one kind of corn dog on the menu, served with a bag of chips or fruit. There is seating nearby all around Main Street and the Hub. We often sit over at Refreshment Corner or grab and go.
Now overall, these corn dogs are pretty much the same, at least the original flavor ones. They all have the same hot dog, sticks, and corn batter. The only real difference is the oil.
If you've ever been a fry cook, you know that cooking oil takes on flavor, and it channels the flavors it takes on when it cooks. So the oil at the Corn Dog Castle has corn dogs, hot link corn dogs, and cheddar cheese stacks cooking on it, and it has a unique flavor to it, and one that's really good, actually.
Likewise, the corn dogs at the Stage Door Café are cooked in oil that also cooks chicken, fish, and potatoes. So the corn dogs here also have a unique flavor as well. Not good nor bad here in our opinion, just unique.
Most folks have a favorite place to get corn dogs and typically fall into two camps: Team Little Red Wagon and Team Corn Dog Castle. We're sure the Stage Door Café sells plenty of corn dogs, but we just don't see the loyalty and team spirit that we see with Little Red and the Corn Dog Castle.
Now, most Corn Dog Castle devotees really like the fact that you can get some good variety fried batter on a stick at the castle, and they have a point. The spicy link is good. The cheese is indulgent, and it's the only place you can get those two. The Paradise Gardens area has tons of seating, and the billboard above the counter is super cool.
At this point, the Corn Dog Castle is 22 years old, a DCA classic and one of the oldest dining locations, at least with the same title, in the park. It has plenty of devoted fans.
Now, the Little Red Wagon fans usually like to talk about the oil. The fact that the corn dogs are cooked exclusively one way makes that sweet honey and salty hot dog flavors deeper and richer without introducing anything new. It really is delicious, and the wagon certainly has its devotees.
We love that all the options exist. The flavors at the Little Red Wagon are complex and sweet, but there's no doubt they're tame compared to the yummy, spicy hot link you can get at the Corn Dog Castle, and the cheddar cheese one is the only vegetarian corn dog available.
As for the future of corn dogs at Disneyland, we've been seeing a lot of places near us that have sausages and cheese coated with panko crumbs and even French fry bits. Be a cool variation to see someplace at Disneyland. We would also like to see a turkey dog and a vegan corn dog option.
So we turn it over to you. Do you have a favorite? What would you like to see at the park in the future for corn dogs?
Thanks everyone. See you real soon, Mouseketeers.
See you real soon.